It's time to take the tree down. It's time to put the Christmas decorations away, or whatever holiday you celebrate. And you're wondering, how am I going to stay connected with my grandkids when it's not the holidays? Holidays give us natural events and times to stay connected with our grandkids. Hi, Long Distance Nana here, and today I want to share some ideas on how you can stay connected when it's not holiday season. And really, that's for most of the year. So I do have some things jotted down, so I might be looking down at my paper, but that's just so I don't forget to tell you anything, because it's all really important. I want to be an awesome Nana who stays connected with my grandson throughout the year. So holidays give us natural reasons to connect, but relationships are built through familiarity, not occasions. So it's important to remember that it doesn't have to be a big occasion for you to be spending some time with your grandchild and building those connections. A short weekly or bi-weekly touch point. It could be you just sending them a message, a good night message or a good morning message. It doesn't have to be big and elaborate. And in my last video, I talked about connection versus performance. And you can find that video up there if you didn't get a chance to look at it. And it talks about being spontaneous and just letting your grandchild see the real authentic you. So even 5 minutes when it's predictable, when they know that you're going to be there and they have something to look forward to. And even if it's not predictable, sometimes our son will FaceTime when they're out at the park or when they're going for a walk. And that's actually a really fun way to connect, because then you can just share the experience of what your grandchild is doing while they're on their walk, and they can show you things, and it's a really natural environment for a little FaceTime call. It's not about special days, it's about showing up. It's about being there, and it's about building connections. And one of the other things you want to do is keep your role recognizable. You are Nana. Use the same greeting. We talked last time as well about having a special goodbye ritual that you say. We talked about the stuffy connection. That's a really good way to be recognizable and to build those connections long distance. I know when we usually use WhatsApp, when we connect via video, if I have my little stuffy, my little fox stuffy there, he will automatically go and run and find his. And that's a special connection that we have. That's something between myself and our grandson. And my husband kind of chuckles every time when I bring up my little fox, but it really helps build a connection between the two of us. Follow the child, not the calendar. What's going on in their life? Have they started school? Have they started a new sport? Have they started gymnastics? Are they going for a walk? What is happening in their life that will help you bridge that distance gap and keep the connection alive? So it's important not to only be thinking about what's going on in your life, although that's important as well, but to find out what's going on in their life, and that can be a springboard for a really fun conversation. And they're interested in different things at different ages, and you kind of just have to roll with it. Our grandson is 2.5, so his interests can change really by the minute. And when you're on a call, 1 minute we're talking about colors, the next minute he's showing me his new truck, and the next minute he's doing gymnastics and showing us his front roll with his reindeer. So be flexible and be prepared to go with whatever's happening in their life. We often talk about the weather, just because the weather in Vancouver, where he lives, is so different than the weather in Ottawa. Although today it was raining, which at this time of year is not really a good thing, because now it's flash freezing, but they don't experience that a lot. So I often I'll take my phone and walk out, and I'll be filling up the bird feeders, and we'll have a little conversation. Or I'll just I'll take a little video of what's going on in my life and send it to him. For instance, the other day there were 20 wild turkeys underneath my bird feeders, because they look for the seeds that are falling down. And so I just did a quick little video, And it was like, ah, look at my bird feeder. Those birds are huge. Do you know what they're called? Those are wild turkeys. And I just animated it for like a short 1-2 minute video, and I sent it off to him. And then if you happen to be FaceTiming close to that time that he might have seen the video, you can talk about it. And if not, he could pull it up on his phone or on his computer, something, a different device, while you're having the conversation, and you can talk about the things going on at your place, especially in regards to the weather. So simple routines, and they don't necessarily have to be big plans. I find during the holidays, especially Christmas, or actually all the holidays, we tend to have these big moments, like the big turkey dinner or the big egg hunt, or however you celebrate, whatever holidays you celebrate, there tends to be these big moments. But it's actually the small in-between moments that build the connection. So make sure that you try to connect regularly and for the little things, not necessarily just the big events. And repeating the same routines and little rituals on your calls helps build trust. It helps them to know what's coming up so there's no surprises. And familiar moments create emotional memory for your grandchild. So it's really important to create those special little moments, not just the big ones on Christmas morning or Christmas Eve. Simple and familiar is enough. And the last one, trust that quiet still counts. So not every moment will be lively and interactive. And I talked a little bit about this on my last video. Sometimes they're just thinking about what you're saying. Just like sometimes I do like to talk a lot, but sometimes I just like to be quiet and ponder and think. And giving them think time, I know as an educator, think time is a really big thing in the classroom, but it's also a really important skill set when you're having a conversation and you're trying to connect with somebody else. It's not in this day and age where everything is so fast-paced and you can look something up on the internet and get instant access to social media or anything really. Slowing it down is not a bad idea. So when you're that calm at the other end of the call where you can just share a quiet moment together, that's actually a good thing. So don't underestimate the power of quiet. Being present is the connection. So when you are having a call or a video call with your grandchild, really make sure that you are present and not wandering off doing other things. Well, I don't think you would do that. When you're 2.5, you might do that, but you know that they're still building connections and they're listening to everything that you're saying. So don't be afraid of the quiet. And you don't need to have new ideas every week or some fancy, I share some activities that you could do that maybe require a little bit of planning, but picking up the phone, calling them on like a phone call, doesn't even have to be a video call, or sending them a little pre-recorded video message is just as good and just as important. Remember, we're creating memories that matter, no matter the distance. And if you have some ideas of ways that you stay connected, not only on the holidays, during the holidays, please put them in the comments below, and I hope you'll join me on my next video. Thanks, and have a great day.